You know, given the makeup of City's midfield players, you'd say he's the only one with a real defensive head on that should be sensing danger, dealing with it. Not a lot of the time, not even going forward of the ball. You know, he should be goal side most of the time because, you know, for the way that Alonso mentioned how Pep wants to play, and it's not new. Trust me, it's not new. He's committing his two fullbacks as far forward, loading up the midfield, trying to have more bodies in there so they'll have more of the ball. And then you end up sometimes with two defenders, with two strikers, and then there's an enormous responsibility then falls onto the defensive midfield player. He can't commit. He can't go on his backside and commit. He can't be out the game at any time. He's got to stay goal side and basically be the security for the two centre-backs. Enormous, and I come back to it. Given I'm reluctant to use the word lightweight in City's midfield because they're all little technicians, but that's the way that Pep Guardiola wants to play. They want the ball all the time, and they're little technicians. But you must have someone with a defensive head in there because somewhere in the 90 minutes, you know, you're going to be exposed, and that's when this man has to do his bit.
And Zlatan, we have to talk about Thierry in a game of this size. You can't really ignore him. Now, you're at the same time with him at Barcelona.
Was, yeah.
He's talked a lot in his book about his dislike of Guardiola. He said of Mourinho when he walks in the room, he lights up the room. When Guardiola walks in, he pulls down the curtains. How intense is this dislike?
Well, it's kind of a weird one because people made a lot out of that, and Zlatan obviously talks. The way he likes to talk, you're gonna listen and obviously have an idea about what happened. But if I go back into football, Zlatan came to us and he did ever so well for us. We won the league. We lost in the semi-final of the Copa del Rey. We lost in the semi-final of the Champions League. But he will tell you himself, you know, the way he likes to play wasn't the way Pep liked to play. So Pep wanted him, tried to change him. It didn't work, so he had to go. Then there was some stuff that were happening sometimes in a dressing room, and Zlatan mentioned it. But he was successful with us. Then I think because of the way he was and how he likes to play, he left, and I think Villa arrived straight after that, and they went on to win the Champions League. But Zlatan was successful there. I think it was only the fact that the way he liked to play and the way Pep likes to put pressure up front.
Would it have been a case of that he would not, when you don't have the ball, Barcelona, you don't have the ball, under Pep Guardiola, everyone had to work hard to get the ball back. That's not his strength. His strength, he's got the most magnificent technique. You know, he sort of looks at a game from the first minute and looks where the weaknesses are in opposition, and he's got that technique. Get him up in the last third and he'll cause you problems, but don't be asking him to fizz around and get the ball back for you. And I think under Pep Guardiola, when you look at what's happening with Yaya Toure here, there's no place in the team for someone like that unless you're prepared to work your socks off when you don't have the ball for the cause.
But Thierry, we know how well John Stones has done in terms of his passing accuracy, the most accurate player so far at City, but as a defensive test today against Zlatan, how big is it?
Massive, but not only against Zlatan. I think, is he going to be brave enough sometime to go and meet Zlatan in midfield? Zlatan won't always stay by Stones. We all know how big and physical Zlatan is, and can he, Stones, cope with the pressure today? I think I want to see how good of a defender he is today, how good of a player he is on the ball. Can he direct and command that defense? That remains to be seen, and I want to see that today. But if I was Zlatan playing today, I'll go on him early and see what he's all about.
You think of John Stones, correctly so, as a footballing centre half. I think his partner Otamendi is very competitive. He's not the biggest and not the best in there. And I think today he might have to be the dominant one in the air today, you know, because make no mistake, they will load it in there every opportunity when from set pieces, corner kicks. They'll get the ball in, and they'll see how good they are in there. It's an obvious weakness, as we're looking at the game, an obvious weakness that City have against a Man United team who have four real big guys out there.
I'll tell you what, there's an obvious contrast in terms of how the two keepers today have been warming up. This is David De Gea. It's all glove work at the moment, but his opposite number, Claudio Bravo, who makes his debut for City today, it's been all work with the feet. As we know, Guardiola likes his keepers to